Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, the one and only Ashley Live. Who else would it be? So, really excited for you guys to get to know my artist for this evening. This is episode 109. This will be his second time on my show. This is the incredible Zach Day, singer, songwriter, guitarist based in Nashville. So I was lucky to have Zach on for the show in December, episode 32. I reposted that interview earlier. And as I was watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, December 2020. And thinking of everything that's happened in the past 8 to 9 months with coronavirus and jobs and live music. So I'm really excited to bring Zach back. He has a lot of live shows coming up. And if you don't know, Zach was on season 18 of NBC's hit show, The Voice. He slayed it with his cover of SWV's Week. And next month, he is going to be performing at Nashville Pride. So guys, where is everybody tuning in from this evening? Age, sex, location. What's up? I'm not going to say my age because I don't say my age. I'm a woman. But I'm just going to say sex, woman, and location, New York. So, but yes, for all my AOL heads out there, American Online. Some people are not familiar with American Online. RIP American Online. And Zach is in the room. Yes, Carrie, California. Thank you for your support, Carrie. Carrie, you're always sending me messages. I appreciate you. So thank you so much. Justin's in the house. Zach's in the house. And this is episode 109. And I'm going to pin this comment really quick. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you for your support, Carrie. I appreciate you. Yes, I love my new fans. I meet people from all over the world and all over the country doing this show, and I've met a lot of cool people because of it. So I hit 100 episodes a couple weeks ago, and it was my first anniversary a couple weeks ago as well. So this is very fun for me. Zach, whenever you're ready, let's get this started. Thank you. Thanks so much, Carrie. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, there he is. Zach!
Oh, we're here.
Yes! We're here again. And I'm so excited to have you back.
Hey.
What happened?
Sorry, I was like, let me try to hide these because I can only see like comments and like
yeah.
Wipe, and it just took me completely off. But I'm here.
No, I totally understand. Because I saw you and then it went blurry, and then I was like, oh my gosh, he's gonna be back though.
We're back. For real this time. Yes.
Yeah. So Zach, I just want to say thank you so much for coming back on the show. For those guys who are not familiar with me or the show or you, you came on my show in December, episode 32.
Wow. And now you're at 100 something.
109. Yes!
Fun. 109.
So thank you for being a part of this, just because like when I originally reached out to you, I just had such an incredible conversation with you, and I was rewatching my interview with you earlier from December, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you back on. So I'm really excited to hear what you're up to. Shows are back. You have a lot of shows coming up. We actually pinned one of the shows. Get tickets to Zach's show with Susie Jones at susiejonesmusic.com. That show is going to be, I believe, September 3rd in Nashville. Is that correct?
Yes, September 3rd in Nashville at the High Watt. And I'll be opening for Susie, and there's also another opening act, Fresh Lady. She's here in Nashville, so it's going to be really good. I'm just going to have a full band for this one, so it's going to be like really, I'm nervous, but it'll be great. I'm excited.
Oh my God, it's going to be so awesome. So guys, if you're in Nashville, go and check my guy, Zach, out.
Yes, it's going to be great. I just did her show in Atlanta. Her opener in Atlanta, like, had to cancel her tour dates.
Oh, wow.
like, hey, do you want to come up to Atlanta and do a show with me here? And I was like, yeah. So I just went up to that. It was great, but that one was just me and my guitar. So
Yeah.
this will be like a little bit different, but I'm excited.
Ooh, so exciting. So speaking of Nashville, you moved to Nashville February 2020. So you were on The Voice, and then The Voice did or did not air when you were in Nashville? Because I know it was like the blind audition aired, and then like you were or you weren't in Nashville.
So what happened was I was filming, and then once I got like eliminated, I moved to Nashville like right before the season started airing.
Yeah.
I think like I had my apartment and everything in Nashville. I watched my blind audition in Kentucky with the fam and everything, and then I like moved down here like the next day or something. So I was here in Nashville while I was watching like the battles and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 weeks later was when everything kind of got canceled because of COVID and everything. And then they wrapped up the season like via, what's it called, Zoom or whatever. So it was like, that's what happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess tell me, since you've been in Nashville for over a year and you spent most of it like in quarantine in your apartment, but now things are opening back up. Talk to me about your experience in Nashville and what made you move there in the first place.
Well, I'm from Kentucky, so like I grew up nearby. Like I didn't spend a lot of time in Nashville growing up, but I always like kind of romanticized it a little bit as like the music capital, you know what I mean? Like, and it
Yeah.
was enough to my friends and family that I could make the trip if I wanted to. So I was like, you know what, this might be a good little transition moment for me if I do want to like decide to move to LA or New York at some point. I'll just
Right.
start in Nashville and see how that goes. I graduated from college in December, finished at The Voice around February, and then I was like, okay, so I've got a degree. I just was working with John Legend in LA. Like, I mean, I'm at a high. Like, I've got all these shows booked and all these like opportunities, and so I moved here, and then it like everything got canceled pretty
Right.
quick.
Yeah. So
So
that so yeah, I mean, I guess it's really crazy to move to a new city and try to do music in the middle of a pandemic. So I guess talk to me about most of last year and what that was like for you.
sure, yeah, it was very trying because I like moved down here. I didn't really know anyone. I was like living off of the money that I had saved up from being on The Voice or whatever. Like you don't get paid very much, but you get like a little stipend or whatever. And I would like skip meals out there on the show and just like hoard away the money so that I could like have something to live off of.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I was pretty confident because I had like a lot of different stuff booked by the time I got here. And so I was like, okay, like this will be good. Like I'll be able to just continue to work and like, as in like work making music, and be able to support myself. But then, yeah, once things got shut down, I was like, oh, okay, what am I going to do now? So I was panic for a little bit. Didn't have a job, but I did have my degree and I had like, you know, a couple other things that I was just like, okay, I guess like I'll do sign language now because that's what my degree is in. I was like, I guess I'll just go get my interpreting license and try to do interpreting.
Yeah.
But no, it was really scary for a little bit because I was like, I guess maybe I'll have to move back home. I don't really know like what's going to happen. Maybe go back to Kentucky or go back to school or something. But then a couple months into it, I got to move in here, which is Connect in Nashville. And they like put me up in this amazing apartment and like I got my rent paid for a year to just make music on Instagram, which is like the craziest thing I've ever said in my life, but it's true.
Yeah.
And like it was great. It kind of kept me busy because I was like not able to go out and play these gigs that I was supposed to, but I was able to really focus on creating good videos for Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff. And it like let me focus on editing and like using Final Cut and like all these different things that I was never really doing before. And I got to do that and get my rent paid for it. So it was like, okay, this is good. I'm getting my rent paid to make music, which is like the dream, right?
Right.
Then I was just doing that, and things are starting to open back up now. So I'm like able to get back out there. But I was even then like trying to go to like any of the writers' rounds that would let us sing with like masks or whatever we had to do. I would go try to do that and try to get my feet wet here in Nashville. So it's been crazy, but thankfully things are starting to pick up now, and fingers crossed we can just stay on this this path.
Yes, yes. So with creating content during the pandemic, I think it's really cool what you said about like creating content, focusing on the creative aspect of it, but then editing it, because a lot of people that make short form content like TikToks and like IG videos and YouTube videos, like editing is a skill in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But it's funny because like I kind of grew up like messing around with that stuff. Like when I was a kid, I would like I had like a YouTube channel. I know this is really silly, but I was in like 6th or 7th grade and I was making like YouTube videos and like editing them on iMovie and like doing like
Yep.
jump editing and stuff like that for a long time. But I never did it in a way to be like, okay, people are actually going to watch this, so I should probably focus on actually learning how to do it properly. So I learned a lot, and yeah, it's definitely a learning experience, and it takes a long time. Also, I was working at Starbucks during the pandemic. Like it was kind of like I would go watch myself on TV on The Voice, and then go clock into work at Starbucks the next day, and just be like, what am I doing with my life? I mean,
Yeah.
and like I'm like not afraid of hard work. Like I've always been a hustler. Like I'm just like out here like trying to get my money and support myself and do what I have to do. So like if I work at Starbucks again like I did in college, like that's what I'll do. And I did it. But thankfully, once I got to move into Connect and like start doing more music from home, like I was able to. I don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, it was a lot, and it was like I would go work like an 8-hour shift at Starbucks and then come home. So I would start my shifts at like 4 a.m. at Starbucks and then come home, and it would be like 1 or 2 in the day, and I'd be exhausted because I just worked like an 8-hour shift, but I still had to make like a video for my
Yeah.
Instagram contract. So like I had to do these things. But we made it work, and yeah, it was great.
And I love that you said that, because the hustle of a musician is like no other. Like, I think people just see people on TikTok and Instagram. They're like, oh, they have it good. Like, they were on The Voice, they were on American Idol. Like, they're killing it. And you're like, well, after the show, like, I still want to do music.
Right. Yeah. And it's hard because especially there's like a lot of contractual things that like people don't really understand about when you're on a show like that. Like I really technically wasn't allowed to post on Instagram like of myself singing or anything for a long time, and like I wasn't able to, and that was like what was paying my bills, you know what I mean? Like I was able to do that, and contractually I wasn't allowed to, so I had to like take a step back and really just like focus on okay. And it wasn't like I could go play a live show because everything was closed because of COVID. So yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, but I feel like now, because the show is over, you have been in Nashville for a little over, well, it's like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
Shows are coming back. So I guess bring us back to early 2021, when things were kind of starting to pick up, and then these shows came back.
Yeah, so I mean, I was living in Connect. I was able to focus on performing here and around Nashville.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I started playing everywhere that would ask me to, especially around here.
Yeah.
As soon as things were opening back in Kentucky, where I'm from, I had people call me like, "Come to Kentucky," like, and I'm of course want to do that. So I was picking up shows in Kentucky, which is like 3 or 4 hour drive from here. And then Mackenzie Thomas, who's like a really kind of famous TikToker, I guess now, or she's a very very good singer.
Yeah.
On The Voice too.
Mm-hmm.
She is a friend of mine. We actually went to college together like way back, and we have like the same mentor and everything, which is like crazy small world. But she was
Yeah.
like, hey, like, do you want to come play guitar for me at this show? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I'm like playing guitar and singing backs for her like anytime she's got a show that is around me that she needs me for. And so that's been cool because I've been able to like get out there and like, I don't know, show off a little bit with her. And she shows me up though for sure. But it's really fun, and and then like Susie Jones, who's like really popular online and has got a great following, and she asked me to open for her on her tour dates. So I was like, hell yeah, like I'll definitely do that. So I've just been taking every opportunity. That's what I got to do.
Yeah. Really important about taking opportunities and collabing with people, because for Mackenzie to say, hey, Zach, I have this show, like, come do it. And you're like, yeah, because the thing is, it's like, I feel like with The Voice fam, which pretty much anybody that's ever been on The Voice ever is kind of like in this whole like click thing. Like you guys will be besties for life. And so I think it's really cool when the Voice fam reaches out to you and says, hey, can you do this? Or can we go on this song or whatever? Because it's so cool when people are like, oh, I saw him on The Voice and I saw her on The Voice and now they're working together. And it's like, I feel like you get in front of people that you may not necessarily have gotten in front of before. And they're like, oh my God, 2 people from The Voice.
Exactly. I mean, I was doing that a lot throughout the pandemic too. Like I was like quarantined here. Some of my friends from my season of The Voice, like Zan and Jacob, and I don't even know, Sam Wilco and all these other people, Ari Moon. I think you've had like pretty much all of them on here before too. But like yeah, we would do like these little Instagram videos, or we would like really work hard on creating like a really good song for like the people who watched us on the show to have something to entertain them while they're sitting at home. And that was really great. It like, yeah, like you said, it brought people that maybe necessarily wouldn't have followed me before, or maybe didn't hear me or didn't see me on the show or something, but knew them. Then it's like, oh, here's this other, person that we can check out. So yeah, I love the idea of like collaborating with people. I mean, that's basically how you get followers these days and people to like check you out. You just got to have like, be willing to reach out to, like hit up the people that you want to sing with, and you'll probably get to, you know what I mean? Like, you never know.
Definitely. I really believe in shooting your shot, because the thing is, like, for instance, like a couple weeks ago or whatever, you commented on something I posted about Brielle.
Yeah.
And you, I think like you shot your shot and you were like, yeah, I really like want to do something with you. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so awesome.
Yeah. It's so, yeah, I mean, seriously, that's what it is. Like,
yeah.
We've never met her before, but we go way back on like social media and stuff. Like that's how I was with Susie. Like the other night opening for Susie in Atlanta, that was the first time I'd ever met her in person, but we've been friends on like, we go back to the Vine days, like Vine, so me and Brielle too, I think, like Vine. So
yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just like, and then you just gotta be like, hey, I'm in your town. What are we doing? Let's link up. Like, let's sing together. Yeah. So
I love that.
And I went to New York recently and just like met up with another guy that I like have only like chatted with on Instagram.
Right.
And like a co-write together, and it was just, yeah, it's just, I like have a love-hate relationship with social media. Like I truly try not to get on too much because it just drives me crazy, and I like had a really bad time with like comparing myself to other people and all this stuff. Like it's hard, like it is. And if like you post something and it doesn't get enough likes, you're like, why does no one like it? What, I think we talked about this a little bit last time, but
yeah,
it's really hard. But the good thing about it is that like without it, I probably never would have been able to meet Susie, and now I'm opening for her, or even like Mackenzie or whoever, all these people. And it's just like, or I wouldn't have been able to get my rent paid for a year without social media. So yeah. It's been a journey, and I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about it all. But yeah, I'm just trying to hustle. It's the one way to guarantee that you're going to post something and people are going to hear it, whether they like it or not. It's going to be there. So
yeah, I completely agree with you about this love-hate relationship with social media, because you're right. You can go on TikTok, be on there 4 hours and be like, what the heck was I doing for 4 hours on TikTok? But then it's kind of like, then you need to like batch all your content, meaning maybe you film 6 or 7 episodes or little clips in one day. Like I know a lot of people that they're like, oh, I record on Friday, or I record on Monday, or, I'm just going to record for 4 hours and see what comes up.
That's too much for me. Like, I mean, because that's so crazy, because I will like, yeah, like I'll work really hard on a video for TikTok or something and post it. Hey, like, let's watch the lights roll in. And then it'll be like, no! It'll flop. And then I'll do like a 1-take little riff challenge or something and be like, okay. And it'll go live. I'm just like, okay, so what is happening here? Like, do I be like spending all this time?
I know.
TikTok, or do I need to go out here and play a lot? Like the amount of time that I'll put into one of these TikToks, I could be out here getting paid to do like a live show. So that is like the dichotomy for me.
Right. It's the balance of like TikTok versus Instagram versus playing with someone versus collab with someone. It's like you got to juggle all these things, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I want the likes, or I want people to come see the show and pay for tickets. So it's like there's so many things that you can do with it.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. I would love to not do it anymore, but it's also just like, yeah, it's the only way that people are going to come see your show and stuff. I mean, it's a lot of ups and downs for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. So we were talking about collaboration, and I know you know how important it is.
Yeah.
Who would you like to collaborate with?
Okay, so the dream of mine at some point would, and this is like shooting for the stars a little bit, but I'm gonna do it because we're shooting our shot. Okay, I'm trying to work with Jacob Collier. I don't know if you are familiar with him, but like I've been a fan of his for like ever, and I think we would come up with some really good stuff. But also another dream of mine would be to do something with Justin Vernon from Bon Iver.
Yeah.
He liked one of my TikToks the other day from his like secret account, which I knew that I like have been like a super fan for a long time, and I was like, Justin, I love you. Like, what do I have to do to work with you? Like, I don't know. Yeah, like all these like big artists, of course, like John Legend. If I could sing backs for him, I know he's getting ready to go on tour, and I'm like, hey, like, do you want me to hop on with you? Like, whatever. Yeah, those guys. But I'm trying to think of like some TikTok people or Instagram people that I would love. I mean, like Susie was like a dream of mine. Like I've been wanting to work with her forever. So the fact that we're getting to even like play together on the same set is like amazing. And Mackenzie, I mean, everyone wants to sing with Mackenzie. Like, so like I'm so lucky that I got to do that. So I'm kind of living it right now. I'm kind of like working with the people that I want and just shooting my shot and wait to see what happens. It was so crazy because before, like during the pandemic, I posted a cover of a Carolyn Polachek song called "So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings." I posted it on my Instagram, and this guy named Dan Nigro produced that song, and he was like commenting on my videos, and I was like, oh shit, like, oh Dan, like this is about to go crazy. And then he ended up producing the song "Driver's License," which is like the best song in the world.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that might not happen now, but you know, I'm still like, okay, I got Dan Nigro to pay attention to me for a second. So that would still be great. You know, who knows?
And I think the power of social media and just connecting with people and shooting your shot, because if we didn't have social media, we wouldn't have been able to have all the opportunities that we've had.
No, yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like without my Instagram, I would have been like, I don't even know. Like, who knows?
I feel exactly the same way. I wouldn't have been able to have all these incredible people on my show, like you and all these people from The Voice and American Idol, if I didn't have social media.
Right. It is a totally different world within our phone. I mean, it's a way to connect people. It was really great things like this were like so good and like awesome during the pandemic because we got to still get to know each other and do these interviews and things like that. So yeah, I mean, we got to be grateful for it, and we can't bite the hand that feeds us, you know?
Yes.
And kind of deal with it and figure out where we stand with it, because like, yeah, like you and I feel like we both kind of are just like, we have this weird love-hate relationship with social media.
Yeah.
And like, I'm in a weird place because I'm like, do I want to really lean into this, or do I want to just be like cool and mysterious? You know what I mean? Like, you can't really be both. So trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I think that's like a struggle that a lot of people have, because the weirdest stuff goes viral. Like, think of the things that go viral, and I'm like, wait, how did that get 1.2 million hits? Like, and then the people who are doing it consistently, and they get maybe like, you know, 5,000 hits or whatever it might be.
Right. No, I was talking to someone today on the phone about like social media stuff, and I was just like, yeah, I know people that have like so many Instagram followers, like, and like more than me, like just like killing it on Instagram, that have tried to like make the transition over to TikTok, and they just like simply can't get the same followers there.
Yeah.
Like, why is that? So I don't understand. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. People on my show that are really big on TikTok, but then you're right, on Instagram they maybe have like 6,000 people that follow them, and I'm like, oh, that's so weird, because like what is, I don't know what hits and what doesn't hit, but like I guess you just gotta put stuff out there and see what is most receptive for you.
Yeah. Do you have a TikTok?
I do, but I suck.
Oh, well, you know, I think they have like a TikTok live thing now on there, so maybe we should do a TikTok interview sometime.
I'm down with that. I am totally down with that, because I feel like with singers, you guys can do like an 8-second clip of something, right? You could do like a, you know, Lady Gaga song or like a Jacob Collier song, right? But like what is my content that I'm putting there? Like, I'm not singing. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel you. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It'd be something to think about, though. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what. I mean, there's like someone I did an interview with recently. He's in here. He was in here a few minutes ago, but I think he's trying to do like a similar thing because he does like Instagram and YouTube
Yeah.
podcast kind of vibe, and he's
Yeah.
trying to talk stuff too. So maybe I could link you guys up or something. I don't know. But
Into it. I'm all about collaboration because that is like the key to everything. Like if you just stay on your own track and you're like, I'm not going to work with this person or this, like it's just things aren't going to happen.
that's one of the hardest things too, is like just being able to trust other people with your art and things like that.
Yeah.
So like I've been starting to do a lot of co-writing recently here in Nashville with like some friends of mine, and that has been like scary, but I'm like learning as I go. Like the first few times was kind of scary and rough, but like now I'm starting to pick up a little bit more and kind of get into it. But yeah, all of that is just taking a chance and just trying. I mean, like that's been my kind of MO from the beginning, is just like whatever opportunity like knocks at your door, just walk through it, because you never know, you know.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. So I know you're a really big fan of reality TV and Housewives.
Yes. Oh my God. Please, let's talk about Housewives.
Yes, we're going to talk about them. So do you have a favorite season of Housewives?
Okay, we're talking a favorite city, I guess. Which,
Yeah.
okay. Well, right now I am like all in on Beverly Hills because of this whole Erica Jane mess. I don't know if you've heard anything about this, but it is like making headlines. Okay.
Yes.
So that's sticky, and you know I don't get into mess, but we can talk about it off camera about all my thoughts on that. And then also Potomac. I don't know if anyone's been watching that, but it's great. Those are my two favorites right now. I was a New York girl for a while, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm not loving where it's heading, so those are my top three right now.
So if you could hang out with one housewife for a day, I know this is really hard for you. Which housewife would you want to hang out with?
Okay. Oh, you know what? I would love to hang out with Candy Burris from Atlanta.
Yes.
She's real, man, and she has written songs for everybody, and she's like making her money. Her thing. I respect her. I think she's a great songwriter. So I would love to just like sit down with her and sing with her and just like come up with something. That would probably be my number one, just for like, you know, business reasons. Also, I love her, but she's fun. But like if I was wanting to sit down and just like talk crap with someone, it would probably be, you know, I love Bethany, and she's not even on there anymore, but I stan Bethany. I know, hot take, Zach loves. I do.
I love it. So I love that you said Candy, because you're right. Candy is a beast. Did you see her on The Masked Singer?
You know what? Yeah, I saw. Did she win?
Yes, she won.
Okay, so I thought.
Yeah. She
killed it.
She killed it. Like, not only was her outfit amazing, but vocally, she killed everybody every time. And guys, if you haven't watched The Masked Singer, it is such an amazing show. And like sometimes there's people on the show that don't know how to sing, but then when you have like these legendary people like Candy or Patti LaBelle or like Wayne Brady or something like that, like the people who can sing, it's fun.
Child was on there, right?
Michelle Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I didn't watch The Masked Singer too much because I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm just like, it's kind of like too out there for me. I know it's crazy because I watch everything. I'm just like, okay. But no, I definitely catch the highlights, and I saw that she was on there. I love Candy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I like that you were like, we would just totally vibe out and sing and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I know she's like, I don't know. I'm just trying to work with Candy. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like me and Candy put out, like, she helps me write a song or something. Imagine. Oh my God. I love it.
You need to shoot your shot to Candy. Like, it has to.
Okay.
Like, you need to cover like all the songs that she wrote.
Yeah.
Her and all of them, because then she will be, you know, she'll get alerted that you've been doing stuff.
No Scrubs. Didn't she write like Ed Sheeran songs? She's written for Rihanna. I mean, everything.
Yeah. So I guess talking about Candy and then going to SWV, did you see the verses with SWV?
And was it Escape and
Yeah.
SWV? Okay,
Yeah.
I watched it. Yeah, I really have to. Oh my gosh. Was it
Yeah.
awesome? What? Like what's the
It was amazing because they like both groups were up there and they sang their songs and the girls looked gorgeous. So you have to watch it.
Okay, I will definitely YouTube that after this. I'm gonna try to.
I know how much you love your 90s R&B. Like you love it.
Yeah, period. That's the stuff that raised me, and I definitely saw that was happening. But I get a little bit. I don't know. I think I was like nervous or something. I get nervous watching live performances. Is that weird? I really do. I get so.
I get it though because you're a musician, so you're kind of like, oh my god, I like want them to do good. You
Yeah.
want them to do a good job, but it's not live because it happened a couple months ago, so you should be fine.
Oh, but it was live during the thing, right?
Yeah. So Versus,
Okay.
yeah, so Versus was live, and people
Right.
watched it like on their iPhones, and pretty much like most people are in the live, and then it should. I think it is up on YouTube somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it in like Brandy and Monica do one, and like
Yeah.
I don't know, everyone's doing that. I think it's cool, but I just get so nervous for like I can't watch like The Voice or anything like that because I get like this secondhand embarrassment or something. Not embarrassed. Yeah, it hurts me physically. Yeah.
Gosh.
I don't know
Well, I
why.
guess on to the next topic of The Voice. So you were on The Voice, season 18. You killed it with SWV's Week. Bring me back to the blind audition and what was going through your mind and body before you walked out there.
I kind of blacked it out. No, I actually remember just trying to like ground myself like right before I went, but I was so nervous that I was not gonna get a chance
Yeah.
because things were filling up, and then I was so nervous that like I was gonna crack because I do like this really high note into a key change on that song, and in the like sound check that I did like earlier that day or the day before or something, I cracked, and it was like
Oh,
a
wow.
big voice crack. You can hear it. I like have a recording of it somewhere, and I was just like, and I remember being like, no, well, that's it. That's my only chance. Like that was my chance to sound check. I cracked. So the next time I'm on stage is going to be in front of the coaches, and I was just like,
Oh,
hey. So I was like so nervous about that, and I mean my stomach was hurting. But anyway, like I just remember when I went out there, like I just like danced around and jumped on stage a little bit to try to get the nerves out. And
yeah.
once I did that, it just kind of broke that tension, and I was able to just like slay mama, and I did my thing, and
Yes.
yeah, I had a good time with it. And then I got my chair turns, and I got on a team, and then as soon as I went off the stage, I literally doubled over in pain. It hit me like I got hit by a car or something. I don't know.
Whoa.
Yeah, like the producers were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I don't know." I thought I was like dying.
Oh my. Do you think
Not
it was the adrenaline, everything, and you're like, oh my god, and then you were just like, whoa, like you just keeled over because you were just like,
Yeah, I think it was just like, yeah, I mean, it had been like a long time leading up to that one moment, I guess, and I had
yeah,
all this up anxiety or something, and then like I was like, yay, and I like walked up the stage and I was like, oh my god, like it just like hit me out of nowhere. I thought I was gonna throw up everywhere. I had to sit down. They had to get me some water. They had to fan me. Yeah, I was like, I don't know, and it wasn't like I was like so excited or anything. I was just like in pain. It just like hit me out of nowhere, and then I slept the whole ride back to the hotel afterward. I just like I was exhausted.
wow. But then like when it hit you, were you like okay with it? Were you like, oh my god, so excited?
Yeah, of course. I was like, okay, thank God that's over with. Now let's really play. Let's get going. I'm about to win this. That's what was going through my mind. But
Yes. So talk to me about John. What is he like as a coach?
John, I love him. Like, I really respect him. I think he's like a brilliant man, and like, I think he knows what he's talking about. So that's why I picked him because I've been like a fan, and I always thought he was great. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like honestly, though, like working with him, he only gave me like really good critique. Like, it was never like he was never like mean or anything at all. It was always just like love and just like you're sounding great, you're doing great. Maybe do this, love it, and like
Yep.
that's really good. But it made me nervous because I know that I'm in a competition, and I was trying to keep that in the back of my mind without like I mean, you know, like I said, I've watched all these competition reality shows like Survivor and all these other things. So you do have to have a little bit of a strategy when it comes to the voice. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, he's just telling me it's good. It's good. He's not getting anything to really work on. And so I got nervous that I was just going to be like forgettable, or that he was just like, yeah, that was good. And then there's nothing else you need to do. And I'm immediately thinking, I don't know how good that is. Like, I need it there to be a little bit of like something. Just give me something to like work on so that when I come back, I can prove that I'm like malleable and easy to work with. But I don't know. That's something that I think like if you're going to be on a show like that, you need to kind of think like, okay, I've got to give them something to work with a little bit or something. You just got to, because I tried to come in as prepared as possible. I knew everything. I knew all the words. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I sang it. It was just like, love it. That was great. And then I'm like, okay, now what? You know, and I was just in a panic. So yeah, I don't know. I would just say like he was super nice, and you know, he enjoyed me, I think, but I don't know. It just wasn't like enough to maybe I should have been like, I don't know what I could have done differently, to be honest. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, tell us about the most memorable time that you had on The Voice.
Let me think. Well, the most memorable moment for me, which didn't even air, was probably when Kelly Clarkson stood up in her chair and was cussing me out in a good way.
Oh.
Yeah, she was like, "You effing killed it." She was cussing, like she was just like, I need you on my team because you know you effed that up, and yes, and do." And I was just like, "Oh my god!" And she was like, "See, I'm not gonna be able to show that on TV because they're not gonna be able to air that." She's like, "That's how bad I need you on my team." And
wow.
On anyway, but I'll never forget that. Yeah, that was just hilarious and just like threw me off. I was just like, "Thank you," I guess. Like, yeah.
It sounds like she was really hyped to have you on her team.
She wanted me on her team, but like I just didn't know. There was a lot of things I didn't know. Like I didn't know that if I would have picked her, I actually would have filled her team and like completed that for her. And like I didn't know that. And you know, John just turned for me so quick that I had to go with him. And I have been like thinking that he would be my first choice the whole time anyway. But
yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, I feel like the people that go on the show, they have in their mind like, I want to go with this person. And then they're like, so if that person turns, like that's who I'm going with. But then you never really know because like in that moment, like you might have a change of heart.
Yeah, no, I think that yeah, I think there was definitely opportunity for me to be swayed a little bit.
Yeah.
But for some reason I just like, I mean, John just turned so quick and I was just like, yeah, I mean, and he sings more like what I would want to sing like, I guess, his style and everything. So yeah, it wasn't, I kind of knew I was going to go with John the whole time, to be honest. But I actually wanted to be with Gwen, but she wasn't even on it my season.
I know, you told me that last time. I know, I think you would have been so amazing with Gwen. I like see like the personalities come together. That would have been amazing.
I would have loved it. And now Ariana's on there.
Yep.
I would have been Team Ari for 100%. Like, what? Okay, I'm just with that.
That's cool. Like, in exactly 3 weeks, season 21 is going to be premiering. So, guys.
That's on it this season, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, so you'll have to let me know once the person that, because we'll have to talk off air. And, like, because the thing is, I know everybody has, like, these concrete agreements where they can't say anything, and then people only know who they are once they do their blind. And then there's people that like go on the show but never get a chance to audition, and those people are like lost in the shuffle.
Yes, that literally almost happened to me. That's what I was saying. I was so nervous that I wasn't going to be able to audition because once it's fill up, you got to go home. Like there's nowhere. Yeah, you can't audition because you've been waiting all this time. And then the team up and they're like, hey guys, sorry, come back next year. Yeah, that's the rough part.
Yeah, I've had some people on this show and some people that I've been trying to get on the show that have tried that multiple times. And it's like all the teams fill up before they even go on stage. And I'm like, oh my God, why?
That is hard. I mean, yeah, so I was on that day and like once I made it, there's just a couple more spots left, and then once the team's filled up, so I had to be in that room with like all the people that didn't even get the chance to audition. I mean, it was just tears. It's just like exhaustion. It's just like, I mean, that was hard because like we're wanting to like celebrate a little bit because it's over, but we can't really because I'm there with like just trying to like console my really close friends at this point. We had been out there for so long, you know, so yeah, it's tough.
Of course. So you were on the show, on my show in December, and obviously things have changed and the world is opening back up. So you've been playing a lot of shows. Tell me, what was one of the favorite venues that you've been performing at in the past 9 months or so?
So I got to go to Miami and see Thomas there. And that was so fun. It was just like this kind of private event, I think, for like a bunch of like rich people, which I always love. Cool. And I got to play guitar for her and sing backs for her there. But she also had a guy on keys and she had a guy on drums and she was singing. And so that was one of the first times that I had really just kind of played in like a band and I wasn't having to like front it. So that was really cool. And then she let me sing a couple songs, some of my songs. And I was like, oh, that was so sweet of her to do that. So that was really fun. We got to like eat really good food and they just like made sure we were taken care of. So I loved that. And then honestly, like this last show that I just did in Atlanta for Susie was really cool too, because it was like in this music venue that was like probably held like 250 people or something. And there was a nice little crowd there and everyone was super just like excited and happy to be there. Anyone that's going out to watch music right now obviously is like super happy to be able to have that experience because it's been, you know, we all want to be out there. Like it's time, you know, we're like cooped up. So that was totally. Probably those two have been two of my favorites so far. Yeah. But I'm really looking forward to Nashville Pride.
Yes. That actually brings me to my next question. It's kind of like every time you give me an answer, I'm like, oh, that was the perfect segue.
Dude, I should have a podcast. I don't know.
Trust me, that would be fun. I would definitely tune into that.
Yes. Okay. You never know. I'm out here doing all these projects, so that might be next. I'll just like recap Housewives or something.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing is, like, you got to do what you love because when you do what you love, it doesn't feel like work. So you love Housewives, so like, why not?
I thought about doing a YouTube channel where I like react to people's auditions on The Voice and things like that.
You should.
I would be such a harsh little critic. I'd be like.
But the thing is, I've actually seen YouTube videos of like random people listening to like a certain song for the first time, and I'm like. And then it gets like 100,000 views. I'm like, wait, how have they never heard that song?
Yeah, I've seen those. I'm like, I call shenanigans a little bit on some of that. But but I also have been seeing this one girl do this YouTube channel where she just like, she's a photographer, right? And she reacts to all the photo shoots from America's Next Top Model. And like, that is brilliant. Like, I'm about to steal that idea and make it me reacting to The Voice. Because I'm a singer, I could have a little bit of you know, something to stand on there, you know? It wouldn't be just like
I totally think you should do that just because it's kind of like, you were on The Voice, you know what, you know, it's not like you're me. Like, I've never been on The Voice. I've never auditioned for the show. You have auditioned for the show. You've been in those studios. You've worked with those people. So it would be cool to watch. You should totally do that.
That's on the back burner. You know, if it slows down again, at least I have an idea of what to do.
Yes. So I want to talk about your upcoming shows. September 3rd with Susie Jones, Nashville. There's the link. Get tickets to my show with Susie Jones at susiejonesmusic.com. It's pinned below, guys. September 5th with Holly Hamill in Nashville.
Yes.
September 11th, Somerset, Kentucky.
With Mojo Thunder, yes.
September 19th, Nashville Pride.
Yes. I will be. See, the Pride Festival is the 18th and the 19th, and so on the 19th is I'll be on the Rainbow stage at like noon, I think. So it's gonna be so much fun.
Yes. And then September 24th in Nashville. So are those, out of all those shows that we just discussed, do you want to say why people need to go to each show and why?
Yeah, so for the Susie one, if you have been on TikTok or Instagram, you've probably seen Susie out here.
Yeah.
And I played for her in Atlanta. That was the first time I'd ever met her or heard her sing live. And the band just like blew my mind. It was rock and roll. It was, I mean, she was slinging her hair around, singing Janis Joplin and doing her.
Yeah.
It was just, I mean, it was amazing. I loved it. And then let's see, September 11th with Holly. I'm just singing backs and playing guitar for her at that. She is a Nashville musician. She's awesome. She just sang backs for me a couple weeks ago. So that's the thing. It's like we're collaborating. Like I'm singing backs for her. She's singing backs for me. Like we're doing that. So I mean, that's gonna be great. It's at the basement. It's gonna be super fun. And then I think what was after that? Pride, I guess. Obviously, you've got to Pride. I mean, it's going to be amazing, but I think it's just going to be me and a bass player. So I won't have a full band.
Okay.
It's going to be acoustic. It's going to be cool. And then if you're in Kentucky, definitely come to the Somerset show because I'm going to be playing with Mojo Thunder and Walrus, and they're rock and roll, man. And so I just love that, like, I'm kind of getting thrown, like, I'll play with a rock band, and then I'll play with a soul singer, and I'll play with Mackenzie, and I'm just like, see, that's the thing. It's versatile, and, like, people still appreciate my sad folk tunes at the same time.
Right.
But a little something for everybody. You can catch me singing at any show that you probably want to go listen to. I'll probably be there. Like, figure out a way to get on there.
Exactly. So for people who have never been to a show, one of your shows, what can they expect?
From one of my shows, you're gonna get me talking about Housewives. You're gonna get me being funny, and then you're gonna also get just the raw lyrics and like super raw vocals. Like I'm gonna serve you vocals. I'm gonna serve like a good time. It's gonna be a good experience. Hopefully you can connect with the lyrics and just enjoy some music for a little bit. I think that I always try to have a good time in between my songs because they are kind of sad.
Yeah.
Where I come from, I've been through a lot of heartbreak, and like that's the stories that I'm telling. And you'll get to hear about all these other people that have broken my heart over the pandemic.
Have there been a few?
I've been a couple. There's been a couple, yeah. So like I've been writing a lot of new songs because quarantine heartbreaks can really get you. But I've learned that, oh my God, like, yeah, I mean, when you're with like one person or something for like all that time,
right?
Really, there's like a lot of things that can go on there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think with heartbreak and crazy times is when the best music comes. So it's kind of like it sucked that you went through all that you went through, but it's like a good song's coming.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have to tell myself. I'm like, okay, well, at least I'll get like a good song out of this. And honestly, that's okay because like if you can turn, your heartache or whatever into something that you can share with others in a creative way, that's cathartic for someone like me as a writer and as like a storyteller. I think that I mean, I don't look forward to that all the time, but it's just something that happens, and then I got to do something with all of this. I can't just sit on.
Totally. I think like when you're going through something difficult, like a breakup, you're like, oh my God, this totally sucks, right? Because it totally sucks when you're going through it. But then like 2-3 months after, you're like, the reason I was in that situation was because X, Y, Z. And then you're like, oh, but this person said something to me. And now I can turn that into a song. So yeah, it sucks going through it. But then a couple months later, when you get that song and you just release all that.
Yeah. And so I'm like trying to just stay focused on like, I mean, I've been so busy though with like all this playing out that it's like starting to get like a little bit, because I also work 2 jobs. Like I'm a hustler, baby. Like that's what I can say. Like I'm just trying to make sure that I'm taken care of while also like putting enough time into the reason I'm here, which is to be making music and writing and meeting people and stuff. And it's been very hard and tiring, but we're gonna have something. We're gonna have some good come out of it for sure. Especially with my music, I'm really excited. I'm gonna be video next week.
Uh-huh.
A few things that I'm gonna be working on, so I'm excited.
Very cool. So I guess with the hustle in being in music and having jobs,
what advice would you give to other people, other musicians that are just like, oh my gosh, I don't feel creative enough, or oh, I need to make money. How many jobs should I have? Should I do this full time? Like, obviously, there's a lot of situations, but like, what advice would you give to other musicians?
Um, I would say make sure your bills are paid somehow. Whether that's you gotta get some jobs, and sometimes you'll have to stay up late. I mean, like I don't sleep. Like I'm not saying that it's like healthy, but I
Yeah.
just I'm trying to just like do everything. And so I would just say as long as you can find a healthy and creative way to make money and also do your art, that's like really important. So like that's what I'm trying to do. Like I'm lucky that I have like these jobs where I can like work remotely
Yeah.
and I travel with my computer and I can like keep all that like here, and then I can also dedicate enough time to writing a song. Or like I have a rehearsal after this. It's already 8 o'clock. I have a rehearsal tonight at 9, and like I have to work in the, you know what I mean? Like it's just like I've got like all this stuff going on, but I don't know. I think it's just if you want it bad enough, you'll stay focused. You'll figure out ways, and just really make sure that it's what you want, and you'll get it done, and you'll feel good about it at the end of the day. As long as you can go to bed thinking like, okay, I got like everything I could get accomplished today accomplished. We'll worry about tomorrow when that comes, but just like try to like stay focused, keep things organized, and if you have a manager, that probably helps too. I wouldn't know, but I'm trying to find that. That's what I need.
Definitely. So tell all the people watching right now what's up next for Zach Day.
So, I mean, I'm like booked up through the end of the year. Essentially, I'm just like staying booked, trying to stay busy. I've been co-writing with a lot of really cool people.
Yeah.
Um, I'm recording with some really cool people. There's one of my friends you should probably have on this show. His name's Noah Barless. He was on that show before.
Uh-huh.
Um, like such a good singer. He lives in Nashville. We recently connected and we've been writing some together. So like if you know him, you're gonna be like, because he's such a good singer and a great producer. And so like we've been working together. So just like I've got a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm gonna try to have some new music out by the end of the year or like early next year. But I haven't announced anything just yet. But it's coming. It's coming.
It's going to be here before we know it, because in a couple months we're going to be like celebrating New Year's Eve. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah, I can't believe it. It's crazy. I'm like, where did this year go? Oh yeah, I guess I was just like pent up in my apartment for a whole year. My heart broken and watching the Housewives.
Zach, you are not the one. We were all in this together.
No, it's all good. Hey, it's been interesting. I worked out a lot. I feel like I like had a little bit of a glow up over the quarantine. I was like, okay. You love a quarantine glow up. It doesn't work for everyone, so
Yeah.
you know, like,
No,
no,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I think I actually worked out practically every day in quarantine because I had nothing else to do. When I was like, I used to do this thing when I was in New York City where I would work out every day at 5 p.m. because it was like the one thing I looked forward to every day.
yeah.
Did it?
After whatever, yeah.
Yeah, I would feel good about it. And now I probably work out like 4 to 5 times a week now. But like when it first started in quarantine, like when I was in the epicenter of New York City, I was like, oh my God, I have nothing to do, like because we didn't know a lot about the virus.
Yeah.
And working out, I'm telling you, when I was doing it every day, and I still do it pretty frequently now, but it feels so good because sometimes I just want to punch someone in the face,
Yeah.
and then I just let it out through like my workout.
Right. No, I know. That's kind of how I was. I was just like, well, I have a gym in my building.
Yeah.
Go get hot really quick. I don't know. Like, and that was really fun for me. I'm still trying to manage that while I'm like back on the road and stuff now. That's been a little bit hard trying to like figure out a good routine, because turns out I enjoy a routine a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm a little bit like spastic and all over the place, but at the end of the day, I kind of do like a little bit of routine in my life. And like I think that's just like as I'm getting older, because I'm 27, I'm always like, okay, maybe it's time to kind of get into a little bit of a routine. But I don't know. I'm still a little wild child at heart, you know.
Hey, you got to do what works for you. Sometimes routine, but maybe not all the time. You know,
Yeah.
like if you're on tour, maybe you can't do a 7 p.m. workout. And maybe you don't want to get up at 7 a.m. to do the workout, but maybe you're like, I'm just going to devote 10 minutes to whatever it is. 10 minutes. 10 minutes is 10 minutes, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah, man. Well, I've got it all. I've been so busy, but it's all been good. I'm busy, but I'm so happy, and I'm so glad that I'm finally able to start booking these shows again, because like it's starting to feel like what I meant to be doing when I first moved here. Like this was the goal, right? It was to be like booked and playing these shows and getting paid, you know?
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of there. I mean, I want more, you know, I want more and more and more. And that's the other thing that I'm like a little bit internally struggling with, is like, when do you feel satisfied? When as an, what is that point where you're like, okay, I got everything I want, you know, like, I don't know if that is ever going to happen for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to remember that what you want is happening now. It's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can always be, I love to always look forward to something else, but at the same time, I sometimes have to take a step back and realize, like, no, like, you're living it right now, Zach. You're in a full apartment. You're making great music. You're touring, you know. So just sit with that, and then you know, appreciate that, and then go on and look forward to the next thing. I'm trying to find that balance. Yeah.
Totally, because the thing is, like, you're consistently doing like 5, 6 on average shows a month, which is awesome. Like, that's great, because that's like 1 to 2 shows a week, give or take, here and there. But like, I think that is definitely an accomplishment, because there's people still like, oh, I did 1 show this month, or I did 2 shows. So I definitely think you need to just like sit in it and be like, guess what? For the month of August, I did 10 shows, or I did 5 shows, and I think you need to just like own it and love it. And then like write it somewhere and be like, okay, so for September, I want 9 shows, or for like October, November, December, here are your goals. And I think that's important, because then you're like, look at all the shows I did. Like, that's an accomplishment in itself.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm that's kind of where I'm at. I'm trying to just remain, you know, grateful, and not, because I can easily get so stressed out thinking about everything else that I have to do.
Totally.
You know? And like these shows, it's hard too, because not only am I like performing, but like you said, like I have like these jobs, and then I'm the one that's like booking them. Like I book them for myself, or like I'm managing myself, you know what I mean? So I'm like trying to contact the venues and be like, hey, do I need to bring this, that? You know, it's like there's just a lot that goes into just any of these shows, and like trying to put together this band for the Susie Jones show, and coming up in a couple this weekend is just like,
Yeah.
that's all on me. So I'm trying to like just be as prepared and as like structured as I can a little bit. And it's been very tiring, but I'm so grateful, because this is what I wanted. You know what I mean? I need it.
Definitely, definitely. You're doing amazing things, Zach. And guys, if you haven't already, please make sure to get tickets to his show with Susie at SusieJonesMusic.com. That show is September 3rd. And if you can't make that one, he has a bunch of other shows coming up. Nashville Pride, there's one in Kentucky, there's a couple more in Nashville. So you can go to your website as well, right?
Yeah, I have everything. I just posted on my Instagram all the dates and everything, so you can find it all.
Definitely. Well, Zach, thanks so much for coming back on the show. You're going to be singing for us, so do your thing.
Okay. Yes. This is a little song that I wrote the other day. It's called Tongue Tied. Let's make out in the back of your car again. The moon in your mouth felt good on my skin. I wish I could make you feel like I did when I was 19, back before we really knew anything, before you started drinking, before I was on your TV screen, before I sang that song for your mom outside next to the vending machine, before I was too afraid bring it up. Before I was too nervous, I would say too much. Before I spent all New Year's Eve just praying you would kiss me. But now I'm tongue-tied. I'm tongue-tied. So all of my guts to lose everything we had. This pit in my stomach is driving me mad. But I'm tongue-tied. Oh, I'm tongue-tied. What's this new stuff I'm hearing out? Is it true that you're dating chicks now? I wanna say that I wish you the best with every ounce of my chest, but I really can't because I'm jealous. Let's go back to the summer when I would teach you to sing. Back before I was just a fling, I had you questioning everything. But now I'm tongue-tied. I'm tongue-tied. So all of my guts to lose everything we had. This pit in my stomach is driving me mad, but I'm tongue-tied. Oh, I'm tongue-tied. For once in my life, I'm at a loss for words. Got lots on my mind, but for once in my life, I'm tongue-tied. Oh, I'm tongue-tied.
Yes! Give it up, guys. Give it up for Zach. I felt those lyrics. I felt them. I was like, oh, I can identify with that.
That's good. That's what I try to. I hope everybody can somehow. They're all so personal. Like that's the thing about my songs. I feel like they're just call out posts. Essentially, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, did I tell you that once I released a song one time and this was like when I was in college and the person I wrote it about called me.
Oh.
I remember that and I was like, I mean, if the shoe fits.
Guess what? If you're dating a singer-songwriter, something might be written about you. Like,
Lord said, bet you rue the day you kissed a writer in the dark. And I'm like, yep, you're right.
yep.
But yeah, I was like, damn, bold of you.
And honestly, I'd kind of be honored if somebody wrote a song about me, whether it was good or bad, because I was like, oh, that was me.
Right. And you can tell that story for the rest of your life. Now, whether everyone believes it, that's on them, but you will know. You know what I mean?
Like, oh, that was definitely me.
Yeah, that was not me. I'm like 100% sure. Oh, yeah. Ask me. I've had guys ask me, like, do you ever write songs about me? I'm like, that's enough. That's
yeah, don't ask, but if something happens and it's song worthy, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Okay, should I play this other one?
Yeah.
Okay, this is called Flintstone Gummies. I had a dream one night about this song, and I woke up and wrote it the next day. I wrote this song and Tongue Tied on the same day. So here we go, Flintstone Gummies. The first man who told me that he loved me called and said he's getting married Sunday. It's weird because we share the same birthday. Now he'll have a wife at every party. I turned 26 and moved to Tennessee. Thought I'd sing my songs and have him sing them back to me. It's weird because we share the same birthday. Now you'll have a wife at every party. Manifest vitamins, Flintstone Gummies, perfect skin, incense, and all that other bullshit. Everything I did just to try and get a grip. Who was I kidding? Who was I kidding? I thought of you the night I moved to Nashville, with nothing but my dreams and student loan bills. It's funny all I've come to know about you through my cell phone, like the car you drove around in that you sold. The two of you together getting old. Manifest, take vitamins, Flintstone Gummies, perfect skin, incense, and all that other bullshit. Everything I did just to try and get a grip. Who was I kidding? Who was I kidding? Manifest, take vitamins, skip the gluten for perfect skin. Meditation, flower beds, Flintstone Gummies until I'm dead. Who was I kidding? Who was I kidding? That's it.
Yes! I just want to shout some people that are out here. Cass, Bev, Callie, Marie, Clarence, Bev. Thank you, guys. Wait, so was a lyric in that song Flintstone Gummies Until I'm Dead?
Yes.
Do you take them every day?
I take a different vitamin every day, but what I'm saying is like, yeah, I keep trying to do all these things that are supposed to be good for me, right? Like meditation, flower beds, manifesting, and all this stuff, and like these boys still treat me like dirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, but you know, you gotta try. You gotta I'm like obsessed with fads. Like if it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. If it's like you know, anything like that, I'm obsessed with. So yeah, that's kind of what that song is. Just like I'm just gonna keep trying to do what's best for me, even if it doesn't work.
You have to, because like people want to act all crazy out there, and you just gotta let them be. Like you gotta know when to walk away.
Right. Period.
Thank you for sharing those beautiful songs. So those songs aren't out, right? Like those are just.
I just wrote those like last week. I'm hopping into the studio this coming week to maybe track those. I don't know. I'm hoping they'll both be released at some point because I like them both.
Yeah.
So we'll see. My dream, and this is a live Vibin with Ashley exclusive here. I'm hoping that I will have those two songs and another song that I wrote recently over the pandemic.
Yeah.
To come out maybe on like a 3-song EP at the beginning of the year. That's my dream.
Yes, that's happening because you said it on this show and you manifest it and it's already recorded. Like this show's recorded.
Right. That's the hope.
I love it. It's happening because when you say something and you speak it in existence and you put good vibes out there, just like when you shoot your shot, like you put the good vibes out and you say, hey, I'm reaching out to Adele because I want to sing with her.
Right. Hey, you said it. Yep. Oh,
Yeah.
Guy married a woman in the song. That literally just happened. Yeah.
That literally happened?
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. So did you know that he, like,
So the beginning of the first lyrics say the first man that told me that he loved me just called and said he's getting married Sunday, blah, blah, blah. And now he'll have a wife. And we share the same birthday, and now I'll have a wife at every party. That's all, like, literally true.
wait, so is he bi or is he, like...
Oh, well, yes. I think.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, that is like a bomb. That's crazy.
Welcome to my life, babe.
But I mean, I hate that you go through these things, but like I said, you have to go through them to have amazing songs out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully someday I can make some like money off of them. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Get an award for it or something. But I can have. But I have the songs. But that is definitely like my kind of way of working through things, and therapy. Let's not get that twisted. Like the songs and a good therapist.
Agree. So guys, if you have any questions for Zach, please feel free to put them in the comments below.
Yeah, feel free.
So, what does success mean to you?
That's the thing. Like, that's what I was talking about earlier. It's like, what does it mean? You know, and I've always been, have you seen that video of Miley Cyrus? What does it mean? I don't know. I think I'm kind of living it, you know, in a way. That's what I'm saying. Like, when do I stop? When do I finally reach that, you know, I'm successful now? But I think what it's going to look like for me is whenever I get to not have a day job and kind of just like do music as my full-time job, whether that be singing backs on tour for someone and getting my bills paid that way, or writing, you know, I write a really good song for some other artist or myself or whatever, and it just helps me. Like, once I'm able to like be really lucrative with making music, I think that's when I'm gonna be like, I'm a successful artist. But I am doing that, you know what I mean? So like, when is enough? You know what I mean? I don't know. So I need to take some of that and put it in perspective, because I'm living my dream as we speak, you know?
Yeah, no, I think that's so important to like be living your dream. And it looks different to a lot of people, right? Because some people say, hey, I'm doing music full time. I'm not doing anything else because it can support me and it can help pay my bills. But yeah, I do think there's that struggle of like, how many jobs do I need to have? And then like I get paid for a job on the weekend, and then like, oh, I go do this tour day, or like hopefully go on tour with somebody and open for them, because that would be, you know, some tour days that would be cool.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think that I'm on the right path right now, and I think that if I keep going up and keep performing and killing it, then it's gonna just keep. I think I'm just gonna keep getting better, and I think I'm just gonna keep getting more and more opportunities. But it's just taking me a little time, I think, coming out of the pandemic and everything. But I mean, I'm booked. I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm ready. Let's go. Let's keep going. I don't want to stop. I'm so petrified. Like, I was supposed to have a show on this Saturday that got canceled because of like that C word that I'm not gonna say. It doesn't exist in here now. You know, that was like, oh no, like, are we going back down this road? So I'm just trying to just like remain positive.
Yeah, remain positive, one foot in front of the other. Like, you said you're all booked out, which is amazing, because there's a lot of people that would love to have 5 shows in a month.
Oh, exactly. And it's just lucky. I mean, there's still a lot of places that are canceling or that are not performing right now. I think Nashville has been a little bit, I don't know, Nashville's been a little bit different about it. Like, they've been doing like shows and stuff this whole time, but they've been doing like them in front of like big screens or whatever you have to do to keep sick. Because that is the reason that Nashville runs, you know what I mean, on like live music and gigging and stuff. So yeah, it's just, I'm trying to just hope that these September dates, I can play all of them and then keep going. Yeah.
Keep going, keep moving forward, because, you know, one day at a time, like, we don't know what's going to happen in 2 months. And like, really depends on what area of the country you're in. Cause it's like, there's people that are taking it serious versus not taking it serious. Like what's going on? The people in Louisiana, like what's going on down there? Like we could be down there. But like, thank our lucky stars that like we're in cities that really don't have natural disasters now. And that, you know, we can do stuff.
When I had the tornado, the night that I moved here, Nashville had a horrible tornado that like devastated.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was crazy. So like Nashville has just kind of been through it over the past little bit, but you know, Nashville's a great city. It's finally growing on me. It's taken a lot of time because I was so depressed and so alone for like the whole pandemic, you know. Yeah. But now I'm starting to love it, and like I think I just want to continue to develop this relationship with Nashville because there is something for me here. You know, there's a place for me here for sure, somewhere.
There is definitely a place for you there. And like, yeah, I think you kind of got off on the wrong foot, but that wasn't your fault. That was just the fact that like we had a crazy pandemic and everything was shut down. We were locked in our apartments for months and months and months and months. So like, I'm glad that things have opened up and you've been able to like collab with people and like go to venues and like get to experience your city. Because when you move to a new city, it's like, oh, I want to go here and there. And I have my coffee shop. And then like I have my place that I like get lunch at every day. And then like you have your favorite spot. So like, you're finally like able to enjoy it and love it and be like that. This is the reason I moved here.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that it continues to happen that way because there's still so much more that I could experience here in Nashville that I haven't had the chance to yet. Like opening, like or like singing backup for Holly in a couple weeks at the Basement East. Like that's gonna be so fun. Like I'm just like so looking forward to all of it. It's gonna be great.
Yes. So guys, if you don't have tickets to the upcoming shows, go get some tickets. How else can people support you if they're not buying tickets to the show?
You can go look at my Instagram and like my videos and comment on my videos and just show love that way, or my TikTok or whatever. It's all you know, Zach.
Yeah.
And then I think just like, I don't know. I think I said this last time too, but I stand by it. I think like if you see your friends or your people that you support out here doing stuff online, social media, putting out videos and stuff, like it, leave a nice comment if you enjoy it, because I read them and I like, it makes me feel like I'm doing something for a reason. Like it makes me feel like there's a reason I posted that. So just like, show them love and support your fellow artists and your friends. And like, I know, I just love like seeing what you're doing, Ashley, because like you're just killing it too. I mean, you're putting in so much work for this, and like I always try to make sure to let you know that
yeah. Oh, that means a lot. That really means a lot, because I launched this show in August 2020, and then I had you on in December 2020. And oh my God, it's so crazy to like say 2020 because I'm like, where was that year?
Yeah.
And to be still connecting with you and like have this relationship develop with you. And yes, we will meet in person very soon. We will. I'm manifesting that into the universe. So I appreciate that, because you know, as a content creator and as a creative person, it takes a lot to like put this stuff out there and book people, and like, you know, the hustle that it is. So I definitely appreciate you, and I see what you're doing. And guys, like Zach said, if you see a song, you see a video, a TikTok video, like, comment, share, and don't just put like an emoji. Put like a sentence, like 4 or 5 words. Like, oh, Zach, I love that Amy Winehouse song. It's amazing. Because, you know, there's people that just like stuff, but then there's people that like actually comment, and you see the comment and you're like, oh.
Right, exactly. Right? Like that felt good because I needed to hear that sometimes. Because yeah, I mean, yeah, we said it before, we'll say it again. It's just like you put a lot of time into stuff like this, and so when you're show some appreciation for it, that's makes you feel like it's worth it, kind of.
Yeah.
This crazy world, it drives me crazy.
Zach, I appreciate you. You are a phenomenal musician. You are killing it. Like, honestly, when I see these TikTok duets and I see you like vibing out with people online, it just like makes me happy, because I know what it does for you, but I know what it does for them.
Oh, thank you.
You know what I mean? Because like when someone's like, yeah, I'll collab with you, or oh, I'll do a duet with you, or oh, you just kind of borrow someone's clip. Like, it's cool because you just don't know who it's gonna reach.
Exactly. Oh my God, it's been crazy. Like TikTok.
Yes.
yeah, I had like Megan Trainor and Mitch Grossi and like Scott Hoying and Tori Kelly and all these people that I look up to.
Yeah.
Commenting on my stuff and in my DMs and everything. And I'm just like, oh my God, like this is crazy. So thank you. I appreciate it. I've been just, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I can fit in, you know, like I have to. Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's just shooting your shot. I think it's the collaborations. And I mean, you, like I said, you've reached out to people who were in my lives and then things that I posted. So like, I'm like, oh my God, Zach like has balls to do that. And I applaud you because not everyone will just be like, oh, hey, I love her. Like we should collab. Like, why not?
Yeah. Exactly. No, for sure. You said it. Shoot your shot. I'm all about that. What do you have to lose? If they say, first of all, they're probably not going to say no. They might not answer you, but that's the worst that's going to happen. Is probably it's just going to like not going to get a response. Okay, so what? At least you tried. You know.
Yeah. I had someone on this show one time, and I don't know who it was, but they said for every like no, like if you get 100 no's, that 101 person may be the yes. So like if you get a no, who cares? Like I reach out to people, sometimes people tell me no, sometimes people don't respond, but then the people that do respond and they're hype, they're like so hype, like you're so hype. So that makes me so excited to bring you on my show. So like if someone doesn't want to be on my show, that's fine. Maybe they have a bad attitude. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. You don't want that negative energy in here. Like
exactly. So you just never know. Like just say, hey, what's up? I think you're cool and you're doing good things. And maybe it works and maybe it doesn't, but you don't know unless you try.
Absolutely. If a door opens, walk through it. That's what
I love it. Zach, any final words from you this evening?
Just remember to stay positive, everybody. We're gonna make it through this. We're working hard. And yeah, just stay positive and send love to the people who love you.
I love that. Stay positive, stay safe, buy tickets to see Zach. Buy tickets.
Come see me. I will literally talk to you. I would love to meet anybody that comes. I literally will buy you a drink. Like I'm just like, let's hang out, let's party.
Zach needs to see you in person because these IG lives, they're fun, but it's like to actually be in a room with someone is so different.
I know, yes. Well, I'm letting you know when I come to New York. I hope there's a chance we can link up sometime.
We definitely will make this happen. I will make sure that I'm there. I will make sure I'm available because you and I have never met in person. We've only had like this social media relationship, but I am real. I'm telling you.
Here in the flesh.
So guys, if you don't already, please make sure to follow Zach here on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok. Buy tickets to the show, like the music, stream the music, share the music. Follow Zach, but also follow me. I'm Ashley Live. This is Vibin with Ashley Live. And if you love this interview with Zach, I have 100 more of these interviews in my vault, but I have more to come. I have people booked up until like October. So follow both of us, stream good music, share love, be positive, and stay safe.
Yes. Thanks, Ashley.
Of course. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Have a good night, guys.